been trying to make just for YouTube, an actual YouTube video for days now. And it hasn't been picking up the sound, so hopefully this works. I'm not going to bother with a microphone because that was definitely not working. So how are you? I hope everybody's happy and well. I just feel like I need to do a nice little, maybe a longer message for us all. I am going to start off with the Star Dragon. So what's this message? We just had a new moon in Aquarius, Lunar New Year. Let's see what's coming in here. Oops. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that's clearer. It's hard to see on this thing. All right, ready? Message for everyone who's listening. First dragon is the dragon of knowledge. Second dragon is the dragon of bliss, cherishing the day. And the dragon of resources. It feels like, I'll just look at the bottom choice, understanding consequences, that's better. I feel like there is some sort of conflicting information coming in for you, so it's been hard for you to try to work out what is what. The message that I'm feeling from the dragons is that you need to let go of expectations or how you think that somebody is going to receive your message. I'm getting this feeling that you need to say what you need to say, do it lovingly, and then let go of the outcome. A lot of the times we hide what it is that we need to say, but it comes out in our physical body. We start having issues, one issue or another coming to the surface, right? So there's a message here. I am wiping myself out with this incense. There's a message here of receiving the information, but not feeling like you have to give it to everybody. There's something or someone in particular that you might need to talk to. I'm also getting this cherishing the day. So we're staying focused on what we're doing. We're staying in our lane. Right now, there are a lot of people who are carrying on. They have strong opinions, right? But they're not willing to listen to other people's opinions, and it's just going around in circles of who knows what or who's better than this, and that's not the energy of Pluto. Energy of Pluto is transformational, so there will be some information that starts to come to the surface, and the whole world will have no choice but to see things for how they are, not how we've perceived them to be. This was a very powerful message that I've been getting as well. The other thing is resources. So it's understanding that you have all that you need within you. You might be doubting your capabilities here, sort of getting that feeling of fear or a confidence issue. It's something that you need to repattern. If you were a dragon, would you be afraid of anything? They often tell me that. It's like, no. And understanding the consequences of your choices. There's two different ways in which you can go by the looks of it. And you know what? We actually always know exactly what we need to do. Okay. Sorry, everybody. But that is driving me. It's getting right up my nose. Okay. We always know what we need to do. People say that they're in a miserable position at work or at home. What can they do? And what they're basically asking is, how can everything stay okay for them and everybody else change? Or everybody else realize who you are, or everybody else start to treat you better, or everybody else help you to make $1 million. Or if you have the right words to use, or the right declaration, or the right manifestation practice, you're going to be able to do it. Someone give it to you. Now, what we have to do is we have to adjust, and we have to look at our own shadow self. If something is not going well for you, you actually already know what to do. It's a choice. Someone said to me yesterday, pray for my happiness. I said, choose happiness today yourself. Why am I going to pray for your happiness? Why don't you just choose happiness? We make it hard. People can't lose weight. They go to the doctor. They're 300 to 600 pounds or something, right? And the doctor, and they're saying to the doctor, well, it's not, I don't eat anything. And the doctor's like, well, you must be doing something because, you're 600 pounds. And they know what they're doing. They could be taking in a whole lot of ice cream and sugary drinks or sodas or whatever, right? They know what they're doing, in other words. They know they're not moving. They know that they're binge eating. They know that they should be, the first thing is to start making some healthy meals and to start cutting down on your portions and to start moving your body, right? Everybody knows that. So, if you can't do something, say for example at work, people don't appreciate you at work, but you're turning up all of the time, you're taking the extra shifts, you're doing all this extra and no one notices you, and you're like so frustrated. So leave, because you're not being appreciated, you're just being used there, and you're letting it happen by continually turning up. With this work, continually giving. And it's like expecting that people will do the right thing because they're getting something of value all of the time. And I had to let that go, because I realized that just because I might appreciate the help or the support or the guidance or the messages and someone showing up all of the time, that doesn't mean that everybody else will, right? But you tap into the people that do, and you are not always in like chasing yourself all of the time. If you work somewhere and you're not appreciated, leave. If you're in a relationship and you're constantly crying and you're constantly upset and you're constantly miserable and you're constantly fighting yourself, you already know what to do. So this is where these choices come up, right? Having the resources and having the knowledge and having that inner knowing of what to do. We all have it. And it's time you embrace it. And the dragons are very, very to the point. So they're like, no, there's no excuse. You can't make an excuse. Stay where you are, or stay unhealthy, or stay miserable, or stay stressed. Those are choices that you're making. It's not going to be suddenly while you're, stuck in your misery that there's going to be a miracle that occurs. It has to be a conscious choice that you're accepting those miracles to occur, that you're changing things subtly about yourself, that you're saying no when you need to. You stop all the sugar, processed food. Stop all the salt, chips and donuts and all that stuff. Give that to yourself every now and then and you'd be fine. Don't eat the whole cake, have a slither. My husband and I, we cut out sugar completely from our diets. This was probably in May, around about May last year. And there's no problem. I went low carbohydrates. Doesn't mean that I have no carbs. It doesn't mean that I don't have a baked potato when I want one, or chili, or all the things. I don't eat meat, neither does my husband, but we eat good. But the no sugar and all of that. So I had an injury to my leg and I couldn't walk. And I'm like, you know what? We need to get this inflammation under control, right? And we knew what we were doing. It was the wrong food choices. It was the lazy way, or just not going for our walk, right? And so we reset our sails, pulled sugar out of everything, have zero sugar, looking at labels, looking at things, and it took out the inflammation. Plus I started adding a lot of turmeric into my diet, and oil of oregano, multivitamins and things like this, just more regularly. Not, oh, we forgot to take our things. And just calming down the energy of the body. Plus, along with that, the mindset had to be of where I felt like I was stressed. You know, I was doing it to myself, and I had to recognize it in order for it to completely change. Letting go of the outcomes of bad things happening and introduce the good things occurring. So the dragons are pushing you to a new direction, to stop saying, I can't do this because of this, and I can't start my life that I want now because I've got to work, because I've got to pay the bills, because I've got to fix everything, and because I've got to be in this place and that place and nobody understands what I'm doing. You're doing it to you. When you make a conscious choice to the universe that you are going to do things differently, you are rewarded. And you then continue with the things that are working. And before you know it, you can pull yourself away from constantly doing for everybody else, understanding those patterns as well. So this is pretty powerful, right? I'm also going to use the Mystical Creatures Tarot. Now, it was a new moon last night in Aquarius. Aquarius is my moon. So my husband and I did not get much sleep. And you might have been having that as well. Just feeling wide awake, or just feeling like it's time to get up, it's time to get up. Okay. So what else do we need to know about knowledge, situations that we need to be aware of? What is coming for everyone who's listening? Try to turn this. Make sure it's right up. See? The Queen of Swords comes out. So the Queen of Swords comes out as a confirmation of something needing to be said. Because the Queen of Swords is usually, excuse me, somebody who gets a hard rap with the tarot, okay, because they depict the Queen of Swords as someone who is a little colder. Usually the Queen of Swords would be an air sign, so Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And so the air indicates speech or movement, and it can indicate thoughts as well. And because this is the Queen of Swords here, the indication is that something that you're thinking of needs to be said. You need to be a voice. You need to lift yourself in a new direction. Understand that you have everything that you need. And don't let your talents go to waste, right? So the Queen of Swords could also be or indicate someone who needs to connect with you or who is going to connect with you. It doesn't always have to be some kind of problem. Let's see what the Queen of Swords, or the energy of the Queen of Swords, could be male, could be female. It could be a partnership. It could be something that you're in union with. It could be something that you're aligned with. We've got a lot of this mermaid, merman energy here too. So something deep under the surface. Something that's coming up to the surface now. Watch the water. Do you remember I told you that last year? We're seeing this now. The fish indicate prosperity. They're both reaching for the cup. The ruins in the background tell me about history or things that we don't know. Something submerged coming up. She's also in the water coming up. Something, maybe there's going to be information about Atlantis or Lemuria or these ancient civilizations, and they start to be seen. This was also something that came out a few years ago. Things that I was talking about then. The way in which we have been taught things is going to be also exposed. I feel like there's something very meaningful here. And of course, you know where you can get your own personal readings or work with me. I actually have reading packages. Some people like to have 4 or 5 readings once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever. So there's packages as well. Tell us more about this information. Wow. And here's the sun. This reminds me of Apollo. Ra, sun god. There's a name for this lion that has wings. So just bear with me. Let's see what this name is here. The winged lion. Okay, so let's have a look. In some cases, the winged lion was transformed into the winged sun disk. In ancient Egypt, the winged lion was also associated with Sekhmet, who hunted down and destroyed injustice, and who wore the sun disk as a crown. You see how that's important? Okay? It's getting... We talked about Ra, and we talked about this, and it's like something that was not right, something that we were told, it's coming out. The sun is very, very positive. And the lion is always a symbol of the sun and light, of course, because it's connected with Leo, whose ruling planet is the sun. And spiritual enlightenment as well. A hidden spiritual center within each person. Each person must ascend their inner mountain to discover a gateway to the realm of spirit. This is also important. We have these gatekeepers within our being. We need to connect with them. So this is talking about courage and persistence, and it carries you through your struggles. New beginnings, accomplishments, and success. This is a field with energy of confidence, right? Okay. So when we get this information, something special for us, something connected with our journey, individually and collectively, and we feel this rush of excitement coming in. All right, so let's see. Wow. The Ace of Cups, This is always a very, very good omen for good news. The bee is coming in for prosperity, little fairies connecting with each other. The river is alive, like there's movement in the water. It's a very joyous time. So you have the ace, and then you have the two, or you have the two first. So you find the connection, you find the peace. Something's about to change for all of us, big time, in a very, very positive way. And we've had enough of how we've struggled for everything. It's going to get much easier, and it gets easier because you make the decision that that's what frequency you are on. You're on the highest timeline, the highest frequency for yourself, and it's easy here. It's easy. Gosh, look at all this mermaid energy. I really feel we're getting something from the water, right? Something underneath the water is about to be revealed. You are being given gifts of prophecy. You are being given gifts of wishes coming true. You're opening up your own abilities here. You've taken a look at the tower, the Kraken. You've taken a look at the dangerous things. You've had enough of all of that. This is like a fairy godmother here. It could also be a loved female from spirit. Might be your grandma. This could also be just a loving spirit that works with you. You could be working with mermaids, dolphins, you know, those energies, the softer energies. We're letting the water flow. It's beautiful. There's also got a lot of blue, so there's a lot of emotion in what you need to speak about, right? What you need to share. Oh my God. And now we have the Nine of Cups. Come on. Wow. This is extremely lucky. Okay. This big old turtle, it has a name as well. I'll find out the name for us. Oh my God. See, and that's another thing that hides itself away and then comes out when the timing is right. A turtle, sea turtle. What is it? The Nine of Cups. Oh my God. Native American Mother Goddess. A Tanzik is shown riding the giant tortoise, symbolizing the earth. The goblets of rebirth float in the sea of eternity. The four flying geese represent the four elements, the four directions. To the Native Americans who used the medicine wheel, the Canada goose marked the great cycle of the year and reminded the tribes of change. This is a wish card, fulfills all your deepest wishes and desires. There is success, triumph in everything that you hope for. And you know, we've just been seeing flocks and flocks of geese. They're trying to land in the lake pond thing across the road, but the three geese that are there won't let anybody else land. We're upon the precipice of great change. The spiral also indicating the never-ending circle of life. That you're safely guided to where you need to be once you take that step that I'm telling you about. Conscious choices, knowing what you're doing, common sense, okay? Everybody knows what they're doing. Everybody knows that they're in their own way, in one way or another. They're over worrying or stressing or analyzing or thinking or trying to prove themselves. Maybe you're pointing out something to people that's already obvious, right? But yeah, how interesting is that? So over the next 9 days, that's a 9 wish cycle, that's a new moon cycle. Like, you ask for 9 wishes on the new moon. So let's just get a final message here. The page. It's all about the water. It's all about emotion. It's all about messages. Your message that needs to be heard. Light on the subject. Information that is coming. Information that is coming easily. The winds of change upon us. Okay. It's not going to be, I mean, there's going to be things that are difficult that happen, but it's how you perceive it, how you see it, how you're going to react, right? Plenty of people out there are doom and gloom. Plenty of people doing readings are horrible in their energy too, you know, just mean and doom and gloom and bad luck. And it's like, oh my God, we've always got to look at the positive in any situation. Remember how we are guided, our truth, how we need to shine, lift ourselves away from the drama, right? This is a beautiful message. All of these cards, except for the Queen of Swords and the Sun, are cups. You might be going through a time of release, a reset, a rewire, however you want to see that for yourself. You might be going through a time of adjustment, okay? And I often say to myself, if I need to say something, I'll say it with my heart in the right place and with intention, right? Otherwise, it's not worth my time. It's not worth my energy. I let it go. But once you make this announcement, and even if you're making an announcement just out loud to your guardian angel team or your spiritual light team or whatever, you're making this announcement, you're clear in what you're saying, and you're burning this as a way of releasing. You're just letting it all go. You're writing down why things annoy you and upset you, why you're in the position that you're in, and if nothing annoys you and upsets you, then you might write about things that you're grateful for, like everyday gratitude, right? And then see what starts to occur. Sun is shining on us. As we lift our frequency, remember, we also can lift and turn the light on for those around us as well. So I hope that this was a helpful message for you all, and sending many, many blessings to everybody, okay? Lots of love, and bye for now.